When we feel imposter syndrome, that awful, hollow feeling that we're a fraud and about to be found out, what is our first instinct? It's to build a better case. We think we have to work harder, get another certification, or win another project to finally prove to ourselves and to others that we are not an imposter. We try to build a self that is so perfect, so competent, that it's bulletproof. What if that's just building a more complicated, more fragile prison? What if the Buddhist path isn't about fixing the imposter self? What if it's about seeing that the perfect, successful self you're trying to build is an imposter too? Hello, and thank you for joining our conversation here at the Mindful Compass. Today, we're talking about a feeling that runs rampant in our competitive world: imposter syndrome. It's that agonizing gap between the competent self we project and the fraudulent self we fear we really are. We're caught in a constant, exhausting pressure to prove our worth, to prove that the projection is real. The Buddhist teachings on not-self, or Anatta, offer a truly radical liberation from this trap. It suggests that this painful feeling isn't a sign that you are flawed. It's a sign that you are starting to see, unconsciously, that the very idea of a solid, fixed, independent self is flawed. You're not a fraud. You've just identified with a false idea. We suffer from imposter syndrome because we have mistaken ourselves for a concept. We think we are our resume, our job title, our list of accomplishments. Here is a way to see this clearly. The analogy, the resume versus the river. We think our self is like a resume. A resume is a static paper document. It's a concept. It's a collection of past achievements, skills, and titles. Imposter syndrome is the constant terrified feeling that you are this document and that someone is about to find a typo. It's the fear that your document doesn't match the real you. The pressure of your career is the endless, exhausting work of trying to add more and more impressive lines to this resume, just to prove it's real. The Buddhist truth is, you are not a resume. You are a river. A river is not a static thing. It is a living, changing, flowing process. A river can't be an imposter. A river isn't failing at being an ocean. It's just being a river, moment by moment. A river has no fixed self. It is a constantly changing flow of water, silt, and life. Its identity is a verb, not a noun. Your suffering comes from identifying with the resume, the static, dead concept of me, instead of the river, the living, breathing, learning, failing, trying process of your life. So, how does this change your Monday morning? It shifts your entire goal. The goal is no longer to prove the resume. The goal becomes to engage in the process. When you're in a big meeting and don't know an answer, resume mind. Imposter panics. This is it. They'll see I'm a fraud. I have to pretend or deflect. River mind, process, observes. This is a moment of not knowing. This is part of the learning process. You can calmly say, I don't have that information, but I will find out and follow up. When you make a mistake, resume mind is shattered. This is a permanent stain. My resume is ruined. I am a failure. River mind sees it as data. The river just hit a rock. This is part of the process of navigating. What can be learned here? You stop trying to defend a static identity, and you simply participate in the dynamic flow of your work. The pressure to prove your worth vanishes because your worth isn't a thing to be proven. It is a process to be lived. This practice is designed to be used in the moment you feel the spike of imposter syndrome. I call this dropping the resume. 1. You're about to give a presentation, send a big email, or join a review. You feel that "I'm a fraud" feeling rise in your chest. 2. Pause. Feel your feet on the floor. Take one conscious breath. This grounds you in the present process, not the past and future resume. 3. Acknowledge the thought. Silently say, the imposter story, the resume story. You see it as just a thought pattern, not a truth. 4. Mentally drop the resume. Visualize setting that piece of paper down. 5. Set a process. Intention. Ask yourself, what is my intention for this next moment? Shift your focus from, how will I be seen? Resume. 2. What do I intend to do? Process. My intention is to share this information clearly. My intention is to listen with full attention. My intention is to be helpful. You are shifting your identity from a noun to a verb. Imposter syndrome is the profound, painful suffering of identifying with a static, conceptual self. The Buddhist cure is not to build a better self. It is to gently, repeatedly, and compassionately see through the illusion of self altogether. You are not your job title. You are not your list of successes or failures. You are not the resume. You are the river. You are the process. And a process cannot be a fraud. It can only be lived. This is a deep practice. Let's support one another. First, please share this video with one person you know who is feeling the weight of this competitive pressure. Let them know they are not alone. Second, in the comments, let's practice this shift. Share one process verb you value in yourself instead of a resume noun. Not smart, but learning. Not successful, but trying. Not expert, but curious. And third, if you find this path of inquiry valuable and wish to continue these conversations, I warmly invite you to subscribe and follow our channel. Thank you for joining this conversation. May you be well. May you be peaceful. And may you find the great, light-filled freedom of dropping the heavy resume and just being the beautiful, unfolding river that you are.